Nobody look at the mud on my back wall. Waiting for somebody to fix my wall. But I'm trying to be good and stay in my office. Okay, so welcome everybody. My name is Vanessa, and I run a Beachbody coach team called Team Fierce Mentality. Um, Together, we are a bunch of coaches that have created our own little community of Beachbody people who were just here to love on you and support you and help you with your health and your fitness journey and not going crazy. I feel like that was the theme of last year, was like how to not go crazy. Um, and what else? And we use Beachbody products, Beachbody nutrition systems in order to do that. We do some other fun stuff in our groups as well. This year, because of how everything happened, I'm excited to say we do so much more for our community than we ever did. We do morning Zoom workouts that anybody has access to. We do more lives. We have more groups available. We have a straight nutrition group that focuses on exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. So it's just so nice that, out of something really horrible and bad and scary, we all teamed up together and said, okay, how can we help people through this and like make it a lifestyle? And this is what we've come up with so far. So welcome aboard. If you get questions, there is a chat. I'm going to try to Zoom. Kay and I are going to try to Zoom through this so that if there is questions at the end, we can make sure we answer them. Oh, why, hello. Hello, good morning. I just got distracted.
Did
Hello.
you say hi?
Like,
She said, I don't know who you are.
I woke up to scary people. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so first, let me see if I can share my screen. Yay. This. Okay. No, I don't want multiple windows. I just want this window. Okay, so can you guys see this? Yes? All right, cool. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about the best steps you can take to getting nutrition success. Oh, and I actually spelled that right because the last time we had it, I noticed it was spelled incorrectly. So way to go, me. So what's awesome about our groups and the things that are provided through Beachbody is they have nutrition planning, but we also, as a team, do a lot on our own outside of what Beachbody provides in order to make sure that we're one teaching you the way, giving you tips and advice and help so that you can make this work with and without what's happening with Beachbody. But that so you feel like you're not doing this alone. And so tonight we're going to give you some success tips that we have that we've shared with our group, things to get you started. So even if you are a member, if you aren't a member, you have some valuable tips that could at least help you get started and kind of figure out a plan for yourself. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about the things that Beachbody does have, so you can decide whether or not for yourself if it's something that would be a good fit for you or something that you wanted to learn more about. So with that, I'm going to switch to our next. Everybody can see that, right? Yeah, good. Yay. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk real quickly. We're going to breeze over some different tips. I'm going to start off with making a new start successful. So here comes Nicole. Ba, 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 ba. Here comes Coach Nicole. Ta-da! So what we're going to be talking about tonight is one, starting with some valuable tips so that you start off, on a roadmap to success, because food is hard. Food is the hardest thing. I can tell you from experience. Oh, look, is she going to work out? And I love her. So coming from experience, especially after this past year, I can tell you that you can work out until the end of time. But if you are not paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth, or you are and you just don't care, or you think like, oh, it's just one cookie, and then you secretly have like 10, and because your other half doesn't see it, that you think in life it really doesn't count. No, it counts. It counts big time. So nutrition is so vital. And I think our group, I really love how we've all kind of gotten together and said, okay, we love the idea that we're helping people with workouts. We have these awesome programs. We all just completed one that was oh so much fun. But if you aren't doing your food and we're not helping you with your food, we are really doing a disservice to you, because you're not going to get the goals and the things that you want if you're going to McDonald's every day, but then, working out twice a day. It's not going to happen. It's not going to, you're not helping yourself. So this was a way that we came up with to help you guys and help people that come in. So we're going to give you some tips. We're going to talk about the 2 different plans that are offered through Beachbody. And then Kay, I don't know how, we'll just play. We'll see what just happens. Yeah, we're just going to wing this one. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. And then we're going to talk about, so now that we know these things, how you can set yourself up for success. So making a new start successful. So here are my go-tos that I always tell my teammates and my coaches that come in. You're going to want to create SMART goals. SMART goals are ones that you can track, so that you are, so you're going to want to, do your measurements and check your weight. You're going to want to track all the things that you're eating, track what you're doing so that you can follow your progress along the way. You also want to make a goal that's attainable. So many times, and I hope she never sees this recording. I have a cousin of mine who 2 weeks ago, she's like, hi, I'm going away in April and I need to lose 26 pounds. And I went, that's not going to happen. Hi, no. I don't care what you do, unless you just stop eating altogether, that's not going to happen. So you have to be realistic with what you want. Yes, can she lose 26 pounds? Yes. Is she going to do it in the next 4 weeks? No, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. But you have to set goals, and that's why we have coaches, and that's why we have systems. Set goals that are realistic, that, if you're doing the things, then you will attain these goals and make it happen for yourself. So that way you're not disappointing yourself and then wallowing in a big giant cookie mountain, feeling like you stink because you didn't hit this goal that really nobody could have hit healthy. So, and that's the key word, is hitting it healthy. Because can you have crazy goals? Yes. Can you hit them? Yes. Is it going to bounce back and hurt you in the long run? 100%. So we are all about creating goals that are going to be smart and sustainable. I like to tell people to establish your why. It's not just, I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get healthy? Is it for your family? Is it for, maybe you have a wedding coming up. Maybe your doctor was like, girl, you got to get in shape. Like, something's got to happen. Whatever it is, it needs to be big enough that if somebody brings a cake over to your house, you're like, I don't need the cake. Or maybe like, I'll have a smidge, like a little bite, but I'm not going to eat the entire cake, because my why is bigger than that cake. And that why has to be able to get you up in the morning. It has to be in your brain. I always tell people to put it big and write it up somewhere, at least for the first couple of weeks, so that you are accountable for that why. Your family is accountable for that why. Oh, it's Mama Beth. Gotta let her in. Da-da-da-da. I swear, I should have been a game show host. Like, and now, it's Mama Beth. So yeah, establish your why, so that those goals, you're like, this is why I want to hit these goals. And you have to talk about them. You have to share it with your home team, which is our next bulletin, is, having the home team advantage. Another one of our coaches, we talk about this all the time, is that your home team needs to be on board with what you're doing, because it's going to help you in the long run. So you should sit and have a talk with your family. If your kids are old enough, if they're like 2, They're not going to care. They're like, you do you, mom. I don't care what you're doing. I just want food. So if they're old enough to say, this is what's happening, the food at the dinner table is going to change a little bit. This is what's going on. I have these goals for me, and I need everybody's support to help me get there. It is so vital to have the support. And I can tell you, for anyone who has hid that they're trying to do some sort of weight loss program or something from their other person, and you're like, I'm doing me, I don't need your help, it only hurts you to do that. Please take that from me. If you learn anything from the crazy coach that's talking tonight, please don't hide the fact that you are trying to do something positive for yourself from your family in fear of what they're going to say, all those things, because I did that. I did that for years. I did all these little secret diets behind Michael's back, and he's like, what are you doing? You're hurting yourself. And I'm like, I got this. This is totally going to work. And it just created like hostility and fights and just a really, really bad zone. So get everybody on board. From there, whether you are starting a plan or whether you are doing some stuff on your own, my first suggestion is to create small changes. Don't do everything all at once. Even with the plans that we're going to talk about tonight and the different things that are available, when you talk to your coach and you're like, okay, I'm going to make all these changes. If you do everything like 150% the entire time, you're going to add so much change to your life that you are going to overwhelm yourself. So start simple, start small. Each thing that you're doing, as far as adding workouts in, creating a nutrition plan, meal planning, all of these can start small, and you can build yourself up as you grow confidence, and it starts building into your schedule. But we're all busy. I'm sure look at Nicole's like working out while she's here. Like, we're all busy. So you have to be realistic with your time, and, adding nutrition into your day or into your week, as far as meal planning, doing the extra grocery shopping, all that, like, that takes time. You don't just magically have all this time. Adding workouts in every day, that takes time. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you're talking to your coach or whoever invited you in here, and you guys are making a plan based on what's going to fit into your schedule. And that's really something unique that you're going to get from working with us versus just going to beachbody.com and signing up for yourself. Because when you do that, they actually give you a coach, and you will probably never hear from that person because they're probably on the other side of the country. So I love the fact that we have this community, and we, happily invite people in to say, we are here to help you with these tools. They're amazing tools. They can help you do everything that you want to accomplish, but we're here to help you. You're not here by yourself. And then finally, I like to say, knowing and resisting your triggers. So this is something that you should talk to your coach about, or anybody in our little group. You should know, and I actually did this last week for one of my peeps, was like, I don't know what my triggers are. And I said, okay, you're going to write this down, and you're going to write it down, and you're going to write down all the answers that you can think of. And I said, when I am angry, or you say, I turn to food when I am, and she made a list, and then it blew her mind how many things she goes to food for. She goes when she's happy. She goes when she's angry. She goes when she's sad. She goes when she's pissed off at her husband. Like, anytime she has an emotion, it somehow got tied into food. It was just different foods. Like, if she had a bad day at work, then she would go to McDonald's. That was her, like, I had a bad day at work, so I'm going to McDonald's. I'm not making dinner for myself. I'm going to McDonald's. And I went, whoa. But like, every time something good happens in her family, they all get in the car and they all go get like milkshakes. Whoa, like, didn't matter what they're doing. Somehow an emotion was directly tied with food. And I said, that's not going to help you with your goals. So know what they are so that we can help you and teach you how to resist those goals. And with that, I am going to turn it over to Coach K.
I'll take over. So I am Coach K. I am going on my 1-year journey I started this month last year, actually, after everything shut down. So with so I was the girl that Vanessa mentioned that worked out 2 hours a day, multiple days a week, pretty much every day, and I didn't see any weight loss. Looking back at the pictures, I cannot figure out how I was, what I was, and living healthy. My doctor never told me otherwise, so I never questioned it. But in the last year, I've really focused in on my nutrition. I am more under, so there's two different options you can kind of fall into. We have option A and option B. So option A is your portion fix, and then 2B mindset is option B. I'm more fluid, and I knew that my thing was adding vegetables to my diet is really where I needed to start. So I am mostly 2B mindset. But my boyfriend just jumped on board at the beginning of this year, and he needed to work on portion control, and getting portions under wraps. So I have quickly learned how that all program works as well, to figure out where we're going. So option A, your portion fix. This is the one with the little containers that we've all seen. This is a structured program. It is very structured. It'll tell you exactly how many of each container. So you have your veggies, your fruit, your carbs, blue containers, cheese, red is protein. See, he knows it better than I am. He's listening in. Little orange guy, but it tells you exactly if your goal is this is, and it's kind of cool because everyone who goes on a diet, they're like, you need to eat exactly this many calories. With this, it's a range, which I think is a really cool factor, that it's on this day, it's okay if you have 1200. If it's on this day and you have 1350, it's still okay because you're eating the correct foods and you're fueling your body the way that you need to. So this is really good for short-term weight loss goals. A lot of us, or a lot of people who have started out with portion, will then meld into the 2B mindset as well, because 2B mindset is more of a long-term. It's to track all your portions, if you like being told what to eat, and if you prefer the more calorie macro-based plan. So again, the containers are there, and there are times, I've heard it more times than I can count. How am I supposed to eat all this food? Well, this is your goal. This is the food that's going to fuel your body through your journey to get you where you got to go. And you do have weight loss. It is a lot of veggies and a lot of fruit. So it's just fueling your body with the proper stuff. Option B is going to be my dad joke in there, is something that if you're a little bit more flexible, that plan is broken up into veggies water first, veggies most. So your plate is pretty much, I mean, I look at my plate and it should be about 70% veggies every time I eat. So this is really good for long-term results. There's a little bit more balance, and it's easier to sustain longevity-wise. Vanessa goes back and forth between both programs, kind of blended them. Coach Allie, who couldn't pop on with us tonight, she started with portion, is now more 2B, right? She's that way, yes. So you prefer to eat, learn, if you want to learn volume eating, and if you prefer more nutritional behavioral guidelines, again, if your simple goal is you need to add more veggies to your diet, this might be where you got to go. So I think, yeah. Sorry, this is usually Allie's section. All right, go ahead. You can scroll to my section. I'm much better at my section. All right. But if you guys have questions, please ask. I have fantastic guides as well. One of my girls is actually bringing it in for, my squills, not little squills, my squills, because I have one of the old guides that came out last year that I think is super, super informative. And I have no problem making copies if people want that as well. It kind of breaks down everything. So setting yourself up for success. This is the part that I love. Okay. So you have to figure out what food you like. You really have to sit down and say, this is the food that I really, really like. This is the food that I'm willing to try, willing to play with. And hopefully the list over here that says, ain't happening, I ain't touching it, I'm not going to try the sweet potatoes, I'm not going to try the Brussels sprouts, that category is not there. Okay. We need to try things. In the last year, I have learned how to cook peppers the way I want. I have learned I like green beans, and I have learned that I absolutely love Brussels sprouts. So you have to be willing to try things and cook them in different manners to figure out how you want to eat them. But you also have to figure out what fits into your schedule. At the beginning of the week, my weeks are pretty standard every week, where we live a boring life. But it makes it easier for planning. But at the beginning of the week, sit down, figure out your entire week. Say, Monday night, we're both home, so we're going to cook Monday night. Tuesday night, oh, he's not home, so I need to just eat leftovers. So I have to make sure that I have leftovers. Wednesday, we kind of flip-flop, so it's usually a meal that's more on the go, typically a leftover or an easy to cook. Depending on the week, we are in two different places. Thursday is our night to cook. So tonight we cooked, which gives us leftovers for Friday, which also in this plan and making sure that there's leftovers, we have reduced the amount of times we go out to eat. Because we're not coming home at the end of the workday saying, I'm exhausted, I don't know what to eat, let's just go grab a bite at the bar. We have the food, it's in the fridge. So it's a lot easier to get that habit of not going down to the restaurant every week. I mean, we were going to the restaurants once a week. We didn't think that was that much, but in the long term, it was putting me in. Vanessa talked about it yesterday. I mean, the portions on these plates, they make you think that it's a single serving and it's not. So you're not setting yourself up for that success. So the cool thing about Beachbody is our recipes. There is an entire hub of pretty much whatever recipe you can find. And if you, for some reason, don't have access to the very select few that we don't have access to and you want it, let us know and we'll get it for you. But the recipes help you learn new foods. They got tips and tricks on all of them, how to cook them. There was a recipe that told me where to find an item. It's like, oh, this item's going to be located in the ketchup section. I never would have looked there. Like silly little things. But most of the recipes make multiple servings. So if it's only the two of you, you usually get leftovers out of it. Or you would make a double batch. The other nice thing is the fact that sometimes previously when I did other X, Y, and Z plans, I would make all this food or I would spend all this time making dinner and it was only 2 servings. It was the most frustrating thing in the world was, why the hell did I just waste all that time and now I got to do it again tomorrow? These recipes give you multiple servings, multiple different ways to cook it. I mean, you could simply go in there and type in Mexican and you're going to get a whole list of Mexican stuff. It is super, super easy. And then planning and tracking. So again, look at your week, figure out what's going to help you get to the goal at the end of the week. This week, I know that I had to behave very well Sunday through Friday. My boyfriend's birthday is next week and we're starting the celebration on Saturday. So I know, I mean, it's life. I'm not going to stop living my life and I'm going to continue eating the things, but it's a balance. I mean, even as simple as a couple weeks ago at work, they were all eating pizza and chocolate cake and they're like, oh, so you completely cut out sugar. No, my mom's birthday was a couple weeks ago and it was, no, I'm going home this weekend and I know that I'm going to have the cupcake, so I'm going to not have it now and I'm going to eat it with them later. So sometimes it's just switching things up. And if you have a plan and you're tracking all your food, it makes a world of a difference. Knowing, I mean, some of us don't know what's going to happen, and it's okay if something comes up and it doesn't go exactly as planned. That is okay too. The nice part about these programs and the way that they're structured is there's so much fluidity. Is that a word? That's a word. Not I made it up. That you're able to have those boo-boos or have the cupcake or whatever it might be, and it's not going to be the end all be all. Yeah, it's a lifestyle. So the big thing and why I've been so successful and why a lot of people are successful is that this is not just a diet. I can eat the things, I can do the things, and it's not just a diet. I'm constantly correcting people that this is a lifestyle. This is how it's going to be. This is what I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be long term. I mean, at this point, I've been maintaining it almost a year. So, and still going strong. So with that, do we have questions?
Yeah. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
So yeah, so that's a little bit about Beachbody, especially with their nutrition, kind of how it works. You know, I hope that you got the key factors, that we are here to help you succeed with this, that you are not doing this by yourself, and that through the programs that they provide, there's so many resources. There's so many resources available to help you. And if there's not a resource and you're like, I need this, I just randomly found an email about the spreadsheet that Kay made. I saw that because I was in my other email today and I was like, whoa, what is this thing? Hi, you know, like,
cool.
That's cool. I know. She made like a whole like Excel tracking. I was like, oh, and I'm an Excel first person, so it was my jam. But we have so many coaches within our community that we just want to help you. Like, so it's, you know, the biggest thing that we try to tell everybody is like, lean into it. You know, don't go dark. We all have bad weeks where, like, I'm having a bad week right now. I'm not gonna lie. I was eating like chocolate chips out of the chocolate chip container today because Vanessa's in a bad zone for the next 3 days. And that's what I like to do. And I like to eat chocolate chips for like 3 days. And then I'm all better. And that doesn't go away. I don't go, oh, well, this is my new lifestyle, so I'm not going to eat chocolate. No, they make me feel better. I 100% believe that they make me feel better and they make it go away faster. So that is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And that is okay. But I've learned how to prepare and how, when I'm not feeling that way, to treat myself the best way. And I can tell you too, you know, as much as we say, like, we eat the things that we want to eat. Like, we had ice cream 3 or 4 nights ago. Michael came home with a milkshake and I was like, okay, did I eat the entire thing like I used to? No, because one, I can't anymore. I've gotten myself, once you build this lifestyle, you get to a point where when you do eat like crap, you feel it. It's like your body shuts down and is like, whoa, no. Nope, not okay. And you realize, your head goes, I don't want to do that to myself again. Like, that felt terrible. What did I do? I ate stuff I know I'm not supposed to eat and I ate too much of it. So now I know better not to do that. Or now, you know, you'll have a few episodes of those and you'll suddenly decide, you'll go to a party and you see this and this. And, you know, a year ago, you would have been like, all of those are on my plate and they're all going to be in my stomach. And now you're like, no, I'm just going to do one. I don't need it. I don't need all of those things. I just want a little bit. You learn those in time, consistency, and support. And so I hope you see that we give you all of those when you are a part of our crew. That's it. Any questions? Great working out, Nicole.
Yes.
I feel like next week, like, we all have to, like, whatever we end up talking about, we need to all be working out. So I feel like at that level where we are multitasking. Like, no, we're not just talking. We are all going to be doing planks and working out. But thank you so much for joining us. I think because we've got 2 newbies, I can give 2 prizes to Miss K, right? You know, like, I don't know who.
Yeah. Well, Squills is actually her Squills. That's the mutual Squill.
Oh, it's you in the light now. Now I see you. I was mesmerized by the baby. So,
yes.
Well, I will throw you.
But I see her tomorrow, so
I will throw you some prizes, and you can do whatever you see.
I got you. And then I can get the prize to Hattie because Erica.
My secret prize vault that I have now. My fancy prize vault. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Next week, I think we're going to do it on Tuesday. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do it on Tuesday because Thursday stinks. We're going to do a little bit of a different thing. So it's going to be more coach based. We are inviting everybody from our community and anybody that's on here who wants to come. Again, it's free. It's the same link. So save the link. This is our workshop link. Michael, who is my other person here, fiance, whatever you want to call him. He's something different every day. Him and I are actually going to be coming on together, and we are going to be talking a little bit about coaching, and about what is about to happen with Beachbody, because some very big things are going to be happening in the next next few months to year. I mean, definitely big changes within the year. And they're doing some structural changes. A little bit of it has been in the news. If anybody watches stocks and has heard the things that are coming, there are a lot of big things that are coming, and there are different ways of which you can be involved. So we're going to be talking about it a little bit more. He's going to be talking more on the stock end of it for anybody who's interested in that. Me and numbers aren't really a thing. I just know the numbers on my credit card so that when Amazon asks, I can confirm that that is my number. And that's about as far as me and numbers go. So, but I'm going to be talking more about the coaching aspect and how these changes are going to affect the coaches that are already in here. And from there, just give you a little bit of insight. So if it's ever been something that has piqued your interest, something that you felt like, maybe I want to get involved with this because I like helping people, or I like getting a discount, or all these things, this is something that you may want to at least listen to, because there's going to be so many more ways coming very soon for coaches to have higher commissions, bigger residuals, more things. I mean, a lot of the things that are evolving have been strategically done so that it benefits the coaches, because we're basically going to be marketing this huge launch for Beachbody. They have a marketing team, but we are 90% of their marketing team. So anything that they can do to benefit us the most. And I am all aboard because I'm a strategic business person. That is my jam. So you've got someone in your corner that's going to be like, give me the information and how does this best utilize us as coaches so that we are helping our people, but we are making the most out of the time that we're spending with this business, because those are the 2 things that rule this office that I just created because of Beachbody. So just to give you a heads up. So I hope you guys all have a great night.
Do you want to stay on for like 5 minutes and see if anyone has questions?
We should do that. Let's do that.
We finished early.
Is Mama Beth gonna say hello?
Probably. Oh.
Maybe.
Hello.
She is. Yay.
Oh, your thing's still in my freezer. Don't tell Mom.
Oh, you haven't delivered?
Oh. It's in my freezer. She dropped stuff off when I wasn't here.
I love how you say you don't tell mom, and maybe you shouldn't said something while we're on Zoom.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what we had for dinner tonight.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yep, we did. So the broccoli, we do it. What they give you is like, to me, is one meal, but you can break the bags in half.
Mhm.
So we just did fresh broccoli with it and kept the frozen broccoli for the next half.
I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. I'm gonna have to
But
go grab it.
yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be there much longer. It was to the end of the piles.
Ooh. That's
So
good.
it may be a one-time only deal.
Oh, that stinks. That's all right. I'll enjoy what eventually comes to my house.
Eventually, at least it made it to Rochester.
That's good. I heard a rumor I was getting peach bourbon waffles as well, but I don't know if that's happening. Is that happening? No? No.
I think there's only one serving. I gotta do it again.
1-star review, Coach K.
What?
Do not recommend.
What?
Any questions? No.
Any question? Hattie, do you have any questions?
Did
Since
we-
this is your first go at this.
No, not really. I was just thinking about those two options that you had, and I'm like waffling back and forth between them. I just need to look at them a little bit more to see which.
Oh yeah, and we can help you figure out what plan best fits your world too.
And here is
Okay.
the other fun option is when you decide to jump in with us, there is actually an option that's on sale right now that includes both nutrition plans. So it's not like you have to make that choice before you jump in. You can jump in, and when I say you get access to them, I mean it's not just like here's food lists, here's this. Beachbody is all about like we're teaching you how you basically go to what do I like to say? I feel like I say something. I say like you're going to nutrition school. So each one has its own little like module, and you're learning from the nutritionists how to do this. Like it's not just us we're here to help you and guide you, but there's little videos, like I don't want to say a million, but there's like this many, I don't know. There's videos that teach you about how each system works. So as you get in, you can jump in and say, I think I'm going to be a cup person. I think I need the structure. I think this seems like it makes sense to me. And you could be 3 or 4 videos in learning about it and going, yeah, no, this lady is trying to control my life. This is not my jam. And you can just bounce over to the other one and start listening to her and going, okay, maybe this is more my people. And you can, like Coach K said, you can go back and forth. I wound up finding a very comfortable blend of putting both of them together, which I share with our team. Like I share how I do it and how my meal plans look, because for me, there were rules or guidelines that I liked with 2B, but I like the structure of knowing this is what my portions should look like. And this is ideally based on what I'm trying to do, how much of each food I should be eating. Because the other one, I would kind of go free for all. I'm like, oh, cheese is extra. I'm going to have extra cheese. Yay. And that was no bueno for Vanessa. So I figured out a way to utilize both so that I'm eating what I'm supposed to be eating. But then also giving myself kind of rules of if I go out and I'm at an event, I follow, there's a 2B, like going around the circle, or I forget what it's called. There's little things that like trigger in my brain so that I know that I'm making smart choices without derailing everything that I'm doing. So that's nice. I mean, if the way that they have it set up now is you get both, which is nice. So you can always go back and forth based on what season you're in life.
Okay, thanks. That sounds good.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to make sure you get a nice prize. Okay. So yeah, anything else before we head out? We're getting so much better at our time frame. Look at.
I know.
Yeah. It's just because we're doing more of these now. I used to be on for like 2 hours. poor people were like, I need to go. So if you get questions, feel free to give us a shout. I don't know. Anything else you want to say? You want to close this out, Kay?
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, you guys
Have a good night.
all have a great night. Thank you so much for coming. And Kay, do you need to stay around and talk? Anybody need to stay? Any of my coaches need to stay? Or
I think I'm okay.
if not, I can just end
Oh,
you.
good.
Are we good?
Bye. Thank you.
Kelly's
Thank you
like,
very much.
bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Good
Have a
night.
great
Thank
night.
you.